Hey family, Joseph here. Thank you again for joining. I appreciate you. Today's discussion is going to be on visualization. I've shared this with many people, and some people think that I'm talking about witchcraft or something crazy. And the funny thing is that this is what almost every successful person, as far as financially successful person, has done. Now, the importance of visualization is this: your brain does not know the difference between you actually doing something and you visualizing yourself doing something. Well, why is that important? Well, it's important because that means that if you're not able to dunk in real life, you visualize yourself being able to dunk, and your brain actually works the same areas of your brain as if you were actually to dunk, and your legs would be working as if you were dunking. It sounds insane. If you have questions about it, Google it. It's really a thing. In fact, there was a study that showed that people that shot for an hour physically an hour every single day, and then there were people who visualized shooting for an hour every single day. When they actually went to shooting in a shooting contest, they were pretty much even across the board. The people that sat there and thought about shooting a basketball hoop practiced the same amount of people who actually did shoot a basketball hoop. My thing, I was scared to death of speaking. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know what a good speaker was. I knew that some people had it, some people didn't. I didn't know what else there was to that. I was told I was a good speaker sometimes because I was passionate or I was inspiring or whatever it was, but I didn't know what the mechanics were. I visualized myself speaking in front of a large crowd and people being inspired by what I said and being helped by what I said. The funny thing is, now that's what happens. When I speak, people are inspired. They remember me from a month or two ago when I spoke, and they're like, God, that was so great when you said that. I don't remember the conversation. But I visualized and I tied emotion to it as if I was a motivational speaker now. And this was months ago, before I was even close to, I didn't think I was good at speaking. I, to a degree, felt like I was lying to myself. I was like, I am not a motivational speaker. Like, yes, I do have some passion. Yes, I have some things to share, but I'm not a motivational speaker. I am, though. And that's the funny thing is that the only thing that stops us from succeeding is our limited beliefs about ourselves. Oh, we can't do that. It's not an opportune time. I don't have the resources. I wasn't built into being, and having $1 million family, et cetera, et cetera. All these excuses of why you are not the right person, why I'm not the right person. They're lies. They're absolute lies. I talked about this on one of my other videos. 8 out of 10 millionaires were bankrupt before they became a millionaire. That means that failure is going to happen often. In fact, it's a blessing. It's needed because the more that you fail, the closer you get to success. I think most people just stop though. They try once or twice, they lose some money, they possibly go into debt, things don't work out for them, they go, it's not supposed to be. People that succeed, they keep going and they keep going and they keep going. You heard my story about Honda last week. To sum it up, if you weren't there, he was declined by Toyota after working on a idea for 2 years on a piston. Then went to school for 2 years and they finally accepted him, but then they were unable to give him concrete because the concrete was being used for the war. So he turned his piston making facility into a concrete making facility. Then because of the war, bombs were on his facility and ended up breaking his workshop. Well, he rebuilt it again. Same thing happened. He rebuilt it again. This time an earthquake took out his shop, or his facility, piston making facility. Obviously now you know Honda as someone who's made motorcycles, makes Honda Civic, several other cars that are Accords that are successful. But he failed many times over a long period of time, when he stayed dedicated and he believed in himself and he made it work. Back to the point of this video, visualization is so important, because no one knows how they're going to be successful. They may have ideas, they may have a direction that they're going into, but specifics of the people that they need to come in contact with, most of them have no idea. They quote unquote say it's luck. Or if that's what people say, rather. They got lucky. To me, what ends up happening is that when I put in action and I work towards a goal, and I do not stop until I succeed, this divine thing goes, okay, The kid's putting in action, I'm going to help him. And that's what ends up happening. I'm putting in more action. I make 2 YouTube videos a week. I have signed up for a PSI seminar. If you haven't heard of it, it's a very intense workshop I'm doing at the end of this month for 3 days, pretty much all day. It's supposed to be very intense. I am now hired a coach. I paid this coach to help me achieve my dreams. I'm now choosing to open up a business. I am choosing to do life coaching. I'm choosing to also be a motivational speaker, and I'm writing a book. I'm doing all these different things. Which one is it that's going to end up being the thing that helps a lot of people and I end up becoming successful as a result of? I don't know. I have no idea. I know that it's going to happen. I know that I need to take action in order to show my faith, because that's what faith is, really. Faith isn't a logical sense of, I know how this is going to happen, I know who I need to get in contact with. It is believing the end goal is possible, that you are worthy and you are deserving and you are capable, and then taking action. Continuous action until there's an outcome. Visualization is so important. When you visualize and you see yourself, I see me being a speaker, right, in front of people, automatic things start happening to me. 1, I start becoming confident in my ability to speak. 2, I start learning what it is that a speaker does. 3, I start actually talking like a speaker. This all happens automatically because our brains are so infinite and we are so intelligent that we are capable. This is the most complex computer in the universe, yet we limit ourselves. We can do anything. I truly believe any person can do anything. Even impossible says, I'm possible. I truly believe that you can do anything. Visualize. I visualize 3 times a day. I'll visualize what I want my finances to look like. I'll visualize me helping people. I'll visualize my relationships and how I'd like them to go. I visualize me going on vacations and driving an Audi RS8. It's the car I want. I'll visualize the beach home. And when I visualize and visualize and visualize and visualize again, my brain is starting to believe that I am a millionaire, that I am helping people, that I'm a motivational speaker, that I know how to help people to live their dreams, that I know how to inspire people and help them to change their life for the better so that they can feel the love and the gratitude that I feel on a regular basis. And the funny thing is, because I visualize that, I actually believe that. You know what happens when I believe on something? I continue to act on it. Remember my other videos? I believed I was dumb, and even though that is not the case, I believed I was dumb. And so I continue to show myself how I was correct, because that is my brain's job. It's an attack and defense mechanism. Its job is to prove that I am right. Now, if I say that I'm intelligent, I'm successful, I'm abundant, I'm a millionaire, the same thing. My brain starts finding people, places, and things that align with this belief about myself. Beliefs are formed through repetition, through reinforced facts, through doing it over and over and over again. Visualize every morning. First thing you do when you wake up, you're in a high vibrational frequency, the theta state. Actually, I believe it's the alpha state. The theta state is meditation. You're in the alpha state the first 30 minutes when you wake up. Meditate then. Visualize. What it is that you want to succeed. You want to be successful. You want to be a millionaire. You want to have your dream car. You want to have a relationship restored. You want to have the perfect soulmate coming into your life. You want to have your own business, etc., etc., etc. Visualize it as if you already have it right now. Tie emotion to it. This is the most important thing, because emotion does 2 things. 1, emotion is energy in motion. Where your focus goes, energy flows. And second, emotion ties things into your subconscious mind. Look when you were a child, from age 2 to 12. Every memory you remember are of 2 things. Any ideas on what those are? 1 is the pain that you were caused. When you were a child, I remember every time that I got my ass beat. I remember it. It hurt. It's put into my subconscious mind. I remember it. Same thing with good times. I remember the times I had a great time at Six Flags. Or I went to Jurassic Park and that T-Rex poked out and then I dropped off like 150 feet, right? Excited. Emotion is what ties it into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is what drives you. 95% of what you do in a day is done unconsciously and handled by your subconscious mind. visualization helps reprogram that to where you start acting and behaving and believing that you are whoever you want to be. If you want to break it down, look at who you were when you were a child. You were someone who loved, you enjoyed friendships, you enjoyed your family, you loved life. There was no hate or anger at that point. Remember, you dreamed. You dreamed of being a baseball player or a firefighter or a doctor or whatever it was. And then we started getting older and people said, hey, you can't do that. They started putting their limited beliefs on you, and then you started believing them. I started believing them. I'm here to tell you that it's never too late, I believe. I believe you can do whatever it is you want to do. My number one thing that I do is I meditate. When I wake up, I meditate, I clear my mind. It's like a blank canvas, and then I paint the picture that I want to see. I see me speaking in front of people, and people being inspired and being helped, and people coming up to me after I'm done speaking and saying, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for showing up. You just helped me so much. My relationships with my family were restored. My marriage was restored. My belief in myself was restored. I was able to start my business because of something that you shared. Thank you. And I tie emotion to that. And that's what ends up happening. Everyone I come in contact with, for the most part, is like, God, you helped me so much. Thank you for sharing. Because what I believe to be true internally is what I see out here. Thank you as always, guys, for stopping by. I appreciate you. I hope you have a fun Saturday night like I'm going to. I hope you're filled with love and peace. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, tell your friends. If you have a comment or a topic you'd like me to speak on, please put it in the comment section. I'd love to touch on any questions that you may have or any topics you'd like to hear on. As always, I love you very much. You are beautiful. You are perfect. You matter. You are deserving of love and happiness. You are an incredible human being. Namaste.